All right, I'm going to call this meeting of the Woburn License Commission to order at 5:30. My name is Tommy Skeffington, I'm the chairman. To my left is Commissioner William McGrath. To my right is Commissioner David Gilgun. Beside him is our clerk, Gordon Vincent. Our liaison to the police department is Captain Murphy. Also have President Dillon here, Ward 6 Alderman DeMambro. And Lefty's an icon too, so we'll. All right, so first on the agenda is the hearing to determine whether St. Anthony's Club in North Woburn Incorporated at 1020R Main Street has violated the following Woburn License Club rules and regulations, section 3, 4 through 6, and 9.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman. For the record, and members, for the record, Attorney James Giuliano Law Group, 607 Main Street here in Woburn on behalf of St. Anthony's Club of Woburn. Obviously, we know why we're here, and we're just here to discuss, obviously, moving forward with the club in general. So I do have Tony Fiorello here with me tonight, and his son of the club, obviously, will speak a little bit, but I understand there's been a bunch of functions with the city, some functions that were obviously done at the club. Our contention is that those were functions that were for the club members and their guests, and only that. There are some open mic nights, and I think you probably know those are also for members and their guests only, or supposed to be for members and their guests only. March 3rd, I believe that was Kindness Day for the city of Woburn, so my client did help out the city a little bit in that manner. So I guess tonight we sort of want some transparency as to, again, obviously being not the first time my client has been here, we want some transparency moving forward as to what is allowed and what is not allowed, because I think there's some breakdown with my client and the city in that regard. So hopefully we can come to some sort of resolution with that matter. So, I will have Tony speak in a little bit, but I just kind of wanted to open with that. My understanding again too is that there are some violations with regards to Roman numeral number 3, a few sections 4, 6, and 9 specifically, I think that were on the notice. So we are here to discuss a little bit about that. And if it may, to the members, I will have Tony speak a little bit, and then we can sort of answer any questions if that's how you want to proceed, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah, just on the sense of transparency, all right. I would ask you to go back to our July 23rd, 2020 meeting, and the minutes are on the website. Take a look at them. South End Italian Club was 4th on the agenda. The South End Italian Club was 4th on the agenda, and you'll notice that with the South End Italian Club, not to get confused with St. Anthony's, they were told that they couldn't have a common victuals license, okay, because they're a social club. Common vic license is for restaurants. Social clubs can serve to members only. So I bring up the South End Italian Club was no longer a business because I want to put to bed this, the 30 calls we get that, I'm out to get Mr. Fiorello. I have an invite, right? What Mr. Fiorello's got to understand, okay, is that if we go to number 5 on that agenda, again, going back to July 20th, all right, I don't have to read it, all right? Full transparency is right there. He knows the rules and regulations, and that was one time in 2020, okay? So let's move forward to April 20th of 2023, when Mr. Fiorello was in front of us again for an application for an entertainment license. If you look the minutes of that meeting up, Mr. Giuliano, you will see that it's pretty long, okay? I don't know how much more transparent we can get when we laid down exactly what is allowed under the entertainment license, all right? As a matter of fact, the month before that, the month before that, Mr. Fiorello was in when he thought he needed an amusement license. This board took a look at the entertainment license And we modified it prior to that, basically by a request of Mr. Fiorello, because our old social club licenses were antiquated prior to this time, okay? So we didn't think it was pertinent to limit social clubs that have a function hall to only be allowed to rent their hall to members and or guests, or members' guests. All right, we understand, they need to make money, we understand that, they do a lot for the city, which is very well stated in here, all right? And it's the same thing we hear all the time, I didn't know, the chairman's out to get me, right? We're not, I could care less about the St. Anthony's Club. You know what I care about? When people call me, okay? All the time. Here, I've stated it in every one of these, all right? So we changed that, but we're not the ones driving to St. Anthony's Club and checking on them, okay? We have his neighbors calling. We have his members calling. We have former board members calling, all right? And we have local establishments in North Woburn, as far down to the old Applebee's and as far over to New Boston Street, asking us how they can compete with Mr. Fiorello when, they're having brunches, all right? And, at the time they were, selling meals. We know they were selling meals, okay? So at those meetings, we specifically went over what was expected, having an entertainment license up and down, okay? And, what you can do. You can't serve to the public, one, okay? So you're not a restaurant, you're a social club, all right? And if I was a restaurant, I'd say to the city of Woburn, I'm gonna give you $500 and we're gonna run a business out of here. But no, they pay $3,500, they pay meals taxes, okay? They have tip certified people that serve their food, all right? And they have to follow all the rules and regulations of the state. Social clubs don't have to do that. And we're very good to social clubs. We're not, we're not out to get anybody. So, not limited to what you said, but also here, we have a police report from April 19th, 2025. Okay? You're not supposed to open till 10 o'clock. Okay? And there are people to call at 8:30. All right? There's also no outdoor seating. All right? Right here in the police report, I also walked through the outside area that was also part of the function. We didn't have anything in front of us, nor did the building department, for an alteration of premises. So there's another violation, all right? And then our clerk, Gordon, forwarded us some things here, all right? On Saturday, May 3rd, come on down and celebrate the Kentucky Derby, all right? I didn't print this off. All right, I didn't see this on social media. Gordon sent this to us. All right, wear your derby attire and bring a dish to share, and then stay and join us for karaoke starting at 5. Karaoke will be from 7 to 11. St. Anthony's Club in Woburn. Here's the kicker. If you're not a member, don't worry. We can sign you in for the festivities at the bar. That's the rules and regulations we went over with Mr. Fiorello. Members, a member wants to bring a guest in, that member has to stay with that guest the whole time. But again, it seems like every 2 or 3 years, all right, we want to find a way to try to beat the system. Okay, let's have the bartender sign all the guests in and they're there because they're working. That's not how it works. We know that. I mean, all right, now I can go to another one. Again, not that I printed off, the clerk sent us. Of
Bad guy.
of other functions that are being held. There's 1, 2, 3, and he stopped. He stopped at 4, okay? Mr. Fiorello knows that the club, St. Anthony's Club, cannot be holding, they're not a nightclub. You can't have a band in your function hall, charge $30 a head to come in, or whatever you're charging, all right? Your function hall needs to be rented out to somebody for money, all right? The club can't operate because you have people that do pay for bands, that do pay an entertainment license, they're like, what's going on here, right? How can we compete with that? Again, I want to reiterate, it's not us going to social media, right? It's not me driving to North Woburn, okay? It's people throughout the city that are calling, all right? And, you know, the only time, and I'll use Alderman DeMambro's term when he talked to me the other day, is there a rift between you guys? No, there's not a rift. The only rift between me and anybody that owns a license is when you don't follow the rules and regulations. It puts us in a bad spot. All right? He's not the only place that, you know, that people call on. And when they do, we bring them in. It's that simple. I mean, it's not rocket science here. You follow the rules and, you know, and I don't want to hear, the extended hours. We only allow social clubs on Thanksgiving, Christmas Eve, and New Year's Eve. I went back 10 years in our October meeting. Any other time you need extended hours, you've got to come before the board. Matter of fact, before the Easter brunch, we had the Fox Den came in here and spent the money and applied and got extended hours so they could have a brunch on the 19th and 20th. Mr. Fiorello didn't and hasn't. And he was aware of this because he was in communication with the city clerk, the city attorney, and just went and did it anyway. I've always sat in this seat for 15 years. All right, and I always give people the benefit of the doubt. If there's something going on, I always, I shouldn't say this, but I always try to tell somebody, whether it's one of the aldermen, hey, can you get word, hey, can you? I did it again. For him, with total disregard. I'm gonna do what I want. I said it to Peter at the restaurant when we had him in here for his change of manager couple meetings ago. Seems like we have a meeting every week now. Last time he was in. All right, and it was due to a different circumstance, but same thing, a violation. By giving a free Thanksgiving dinner out, this is my direct quote to the restaurant, doesn't entitle you carte blanche for rules and regulations. All right? Opening your place up for a dinner and a brunch, inviting the public, that's not allowed, all right? I'm not denying the fact those guys do a lot for the city, not just for the city, but other things. I like it, I'm not, jumping at that. But what am I supposed to say to the other clubs in the city of Woburn that can't do what he's doing? That are like, hey, what's going on? Because they're all saying it. What's going on? Why can he do that? Why can't we? When the American Legion started with their food, they came right in and said, listen, we serve members only from 6, and it's strictly members. Been over there, checked it out, had people check it out for us, right? Make sure nobody goes in there but members and, has a sandwich or whatever. I think it's great. I think it's great the IA gives, hot dogs, you know what I mean? And whatever they do, their pizza, you know what I mean? I'm all for that stuff. But when you're taken away and violating the rules, it can't be done. So that's my end of it.
Yeah.
You know, and again, you can go back and look at all the minutes. They're right there. You can't say nobody knew, oh, someone's picking on me or this or that, because it's not the case. And that is a sentiment going back to 5 years. I stopped at 5 years because I don't get paid enough to go any further than 5 years here.
So if I may just interject and answer some of those questions, I think you mentioned a good thing that obviously the St. Anthony's Club does a good job with the city and they corroborate a lot of things with the city. I think our goal today is to make sure that that transcript ends today, meaning there's no other transcripts, there's no other meetings that are followed up with the licensing commission ever again. So I think in order for that to happen, I think, and again, Tony I don't want this to go a back and forth thing of, because I think, obviously, Tony's, saying that, and again, I had my phone only because I was going through the Facebook and things like that to see what was transpiring over the last couple of months, so on and so forth. And, a lot of those things were members only and guests of the members. Now, whatever happens after that, again, we're here. So I don't want to go back to tit for tat because I don't think that's going to be productive for my client or the city at all. So I guess moving forward, if Tony wants to mention something, I think I want to try to move forward so that this doesn't happen again the best way we can do that.
As do we.
So I do want Tony, because, I think Tony should mention a few things, but I think, after he speaks briefly, I think, how do we move forward with this so that this doesn't happen again?
Tony Fiorillo, 21 Chester Ave, Woburn, President and Manager of the St. Anthony Club. Mr. Chairman, you mentioned April 19th. Okay, yes, we opened up at 9 o'clock in the morning. It was breakfast with the Easter Bunny. We had the Woburn Police, they had the animal control there. Woburn Fire Department brought in the smokehouse for the kids. We've been doing this for, Christ, I think 15 years. We never had a problem with it. Last year, you sent out an email, Gordon sent it out, saying we couldn't have it. This year, we got the email again. We don't sell alcohol for that function at all. So I didn't think that 11 o'clock would count. I mean, we do food. We have a magician here for the kids, a DJ, cookie decorating, Easter Bunny photo booth with them. It's awesome. We go back to December. We do toys for local kids. Over 700 families this year in need of toys that club took care of. We waited on all these people. Now, again, we opened up early, but you didn't mention that one. We let them come in. There's no alcohol. They come in, they grab their toys. We got a great thing. We've been doing that for now about 15 years. We had Kindness Day in Woburn. The club put out over $500, and we got an email saying we were not allowed to pass out food for Kindness Day. So then we did away with the alcohol. We were able to, but we didn't advertise it, and we took a beating on that. We lost our shirt on that. The club, 90%, 95% are coming downstairs now are members. We do not serve food to the public. So who's ever calling you a neighbor or whatever, a member, they're wrong. You can't even take your leftovers. If you eat something at the bar, you need to, if you buy it, you have to eat it there. We don't have, whenever you see that stuff on Facebook, that's for my members. The one you mentioned, the Derby, I didn't post that. I guess the DJ put that, and I was she had already put that out. That wasn't my posting, if you read it. I mean, we do a lot of good for the city. Upstairs events. Now, Jimmy, my attorney, says, oh, you got an event coming up on the 31st. I don't have an event. That was rented to Samuel Vino and his band. They rented it. Yeah, I shared the posting that he created. It isn't mine. I mean, when we run a function, I'll rent it out to a board of director. I rent the club myself. Okay, yeah, we had St. Patrick's Day. That was in the date in the letter that we got. That's what I don't know what was wrong with St. Patrick's Day. But, I mean, I even called Mr. DeMambro here and asked him if he's had any complaints. He says not one complaint. You're saying you got 30, 40 complaints.
I never said 30 o'clock.
Well, I thought you said 30 complaints all the time, but I'm surprised they don't call the alderman if there's a complaint. Honestly, if I was a member of the club, I wouldn't know who to call. You know, I really wouldn't know who to complain to. I wouldn't even know you, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know where the complaints, I'd like to know if you can give us a list of the names of these people. I don't understand where they're coming from. But seems like I'm in here every year. We're not breaking the rules. You got us for an entertainment license before because we got our entertainment license. You thought we needed 2 licenses. You thought we needed 2 liquor licenses. The city solicitor said, no, 1 license covers them all. Everybody that comes in there, that night might be the only night, Tuesday nights, that a lot of non-members come in, but they're signed in by our DOT team. Because we go along with other clubs we play against. You know, we're not doing anything different. I go on Facebook, we're not the only club in Woburn. I think my last event was St. Patrick's Day upstairs, March 15th, what's the 17th?
17th.
I don't know if that was the date though exactly, but it was that Saturday. And you had already warned me not to sell any dinners to go because in the previous, I had people come in and get the dinners. None of that this year. That phone was ringing off the hook. What do you got, Tony? Did you make the dinners this year? I said, yes, but they can't leave the building. We did not, nothing leaves that building. Outside, yes, we have tables. They don't bring alcohol out, they don't bring food out. Where in private clubs you can smoke. Seeing I have this, my members voted not to smoke in there. So we have tables and chairs outside. They go outside and smoke their cigarettes. That's what these areas are. They're smoking areas. They're not drinking areas. They're not food areas. So I don't know exactly what we're doing wrong, but I would like to know who is complaining. I mean, you said you got numerous calls. So that's about it, Mr. Chairman. Thank you for your time.
So, thank you. And just to your point, you proved my point. You said, you know, I called and gave you a warning, you know, hey, please don't serve outside, you know what I mean? I don't call because I saw something, all right? I call because I just want to give you a heads up that somebody's watching you, all right? Whether it's those establishments in North Woburn, I can't, when someone calls me and says, hey, keep me out of it, but here's, you know, this is that, right? So I can't sit here and tell you who's calling me, but I promise you they're calling. I've called him on it. I've told him, when people call, I've talked to Lou about it. I've talked to David about it. I'm sure he's got a couple calls. I don't know if Bill has have you? I have not. You have not, okay. But again, I understand we don't live in a perfect world, but everything you address, I'm with you 1,000%. What you do, the reason we don't bring you in for the Christmas thing is someone called and complained. And we're not looking, right? So if I'm saying, okay, I'm gonna watch everything St. Anthony's Club is doing, I don't want you to get upset. Don't flatter yourself. I really don't. All right, but I would have brought that up tonight, but it's not. No one called and complained about that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, what am I going to say? Okay, hey, Tony, you can't have that because I saw it. And you're not in here every year. Last time you were in here was in 2023, and the time before that was 2020. I just showed you the minutes of the meeting. They're right here. All right? We don't have you every year. But it seems like every 2 years we kind of stray off the path. All right? You're not serving alcohol. That's not the crust of why we're here. You can't serve food to the public. You can't have a public event. You can rent your hall. Okay? You can rent your hall out. All right? I'm on TV and I'm telling you, you can rent your hall out. all right, and serve to the public. All right? Guests of that. I mean, it's right there in the rules and regulations for clubs, like, you can do that.
And that's what we do. We rent it out. I rent it to one of my members.
But this is what we're getting, and I'm not gonna have it go back and forth
Yeah.
because there's other people here, right? St. Anthony's Club presents. What, this is, I didn't pull this off of Facebook, I want you to know that, I did not, okay? St. Anthony's Club, North Woburn. See Tony for tickets. Right? St. Anthony's Club, North Woburn presents.
I'm not denying it.
Oh, okay, well, you
But I
just
rent
said,
the club, we either rent it to a member or board of directors rents the club.
Your members are having functions. So I think, so what we should do, all right, is just to protect yourself, so when somebody else calls again, all right, the next time you have a function like this, that you mentioned the person that rented the hall out, but you promoted a firm or whatever, why don't you send Gordon an email with the guy's check that he paid for the hall rental and saying that he's the guy renting the hall, so it's not me. So that way, if somebody calls, you're not here at 5:30 on a Thursday night, right? And we don't have to go through all this, and we can just turn around and say to the person, absolutely not, we have a check here from someone that rented the hall. And it's not the St. Anthony's Club that, according to the complainer, is, renting their place out. That's an easy fix, we can do that, if you want to agree to that, but let me open to my other board members, all right? And then we'll come back around, you know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, there should be an easy fix here, you know what I mean? But the easiest fix is just follow the rules and regulations. They're on the website, they're right here. I'm not gonna bore everybody and go through them all right? But here they are. There's a special section for the clubs, all right? And I did highlight a couple of them, so let me just quickly go over them. These regulations apply to any function or rental conducted on the club premises, all right? The service, sale, delivery, distribution, dispensing, and consumption of alcoholic beverages within or upon the club's licensed premises must be limited to club members and guests of club members only, and no other persons. Club doors must be closed and locked, and, no guests other than one attending a function may be on the premises unless introduced by a member immediately upon arrival at the licensed premises, and that member stays with that guest throughout. If the member leaves, the guest has to leave. All right, I mean, no guest shall be unless a member introduced him or her and is on the premises. Social clubs with function halls are able to rent the facility to the public without a sponsoring member. We changed that. I highlighted that because we changed that because you asked us to. Remember, it was you had to have a member, it was crazy. You know what I mean? We changed that, all right? And all guests shall be signed in by a member. You can read them yourself, have a copy.
And Mr. Chairman, before you go to the other members too, I was gonna suggest, to kind of keep this moving, that, maybe we have some sort of proactive approach, not to create more work for, Captain Murphy or Gordon, but maybe, certain events need to be not approved, but sort of, I guess, approved, so that there's a clear indication of this event is fine, or that, no, you can't be doing this event, so that we're not back here. I guess that was gonna be my suggestion that you sort of alluded to.
Tony has my number, Lou has my number. I'm easily found.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm 130 pounds, you know what I mean?
About the toughest spot I've been put in my life.
David? Bill?
Yeah, all this is very interesting. Tony, you understand that there has been some mistakes made, correct?
I get that.
Okay. Because we are gonna move forward and do something here, but we want to understand that you understand that things have to be better.
Yeah.
David?
I've known Tony for several years. He's a good person. He's a good guy. He's not out to hurt people. He makes mistakes. We all make mistakes. We all fall off the bicycle. That doesn't mean you gotta hurt people. I'm gonna make a motion to cut the chase here. And I don't know whether my fellow brother commissioners will go along. My motion will be, they say these laws are very clear and distinct. I think they're as screwed up as Hogan's goat. There's
What?
nothing easy about it.
What?
Hogan's coat.
Okay. He's gonna write that down. I have to now.
I know that expression.
So what I'm gonna propose to my brother board members is that because of all the good that Tony has done, if I really feel, if I call Tony tonight at 3 a.m, he'd come and help me. But he'd go through 3 stop signs to get to me. This is what we gotta square away. So what I'm gonna suggest is that, with your permission, Captain Murphy, that you and Tony and Attorney Giuliano meet. I made a copy of the laws for the club. I want you to go through every word of it.
I think that can be solved.
Can you do that?
We can do that. We'll start
Can you
tonight.
explain to Tony?
As we leave tonight, we will have a little get together in the hallway out in the thing. And we will have a little mini meeting before we actually get a big meeting. But I think I have a nice solution for this that we can move along. Perfect.
And I don't want a
I think I have a
meeting in the
solution.
men's room. I want a
I got it.
legitimate meeting.
No, I know it. I think I have a solution for this, that we can get beyond this and start cleaning some things up.
So, like everything in life, when you do something wrong, you get penalized. That's why we have winners and losers in life. But all throughout life, we all need boundaries. So, what I'm going to suggest to my brother commissioners, I'm going to suggest that we close St. Anthony's on June 2nd, a Monday. That should be a null day for you. And have the meeting, have Attorney Giuliani, Captain Murphy, and Tony get together and sign that sheet like they do in the Woburn City Council when they approve everything. But let's start anew.
Put it to bed.
Let's forget the past. The past is over. It cannot touch you. Let's come into the future. And let's bygones be bygones, and let's all kiss and make up. That's my motion.
I'll second that motion.
So motion's made and been seconded for, 1 day suspension, for the St. Anthony's Club, and you recommend that the day be June 2nd?
Unless you have a barbecue scheduled,
That's fine with me, David.
yeah.
So June 2nd, 1 day suspension, that's a slow day for you? See what we're trying to get at? All right, the only thing I'll add,
Whatever resolves this issue.
yeah,
I don't wanna come back here
Want to
again.
start anew.
so we're gonna start new, all right? But I will say on the motion, all right, motion's made and been seconded, but on the motion. If you're back here for any of this stuff, it's not gonna be 1 day, all right? It can't be.
No.
You understand that. I mean, you know, all right? And again, we're not gonna take someone's word for it. And on the motion, if you have a question about anything
Here's my number.
anything that's happening up there, you got my number. I employ you, call me. I will answer my phone, and I will, if I can't get an answer, I'll call Captain Murphy.
Mr. Chairman, I have called Captain Murphy in the past and asked him, I heard rumors before, things going on up there that I didn't want in the club. And I called you, right,
We've
Captain?
worked through it.
And I said, Captain, have you heard this? Boom, 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 and I said, we should check it out, you know?
Yep.
So, and he always told me, I have his cell phone.
Okay.
He has mine. If there's a problem, call him. He calls me if there's a problem. That's why I was kind of shocked when I got this email.
Okay. So,
Yeah, good, no, well,
so motion's made and second. All those
I just-
on the motion?
On the motion, Tony, I just want you to know that the more serious thing in my mind was the highlighted, that we highlighted for you. If you're not a member, don't worry, we can sign you in.
Yeah, that wasn't me.
You know,
Right.
A lot of us here have been in a lot of social clubs over the years, and more trouble happens when people come in that don't belong, or they're not legitimately signed in. And that is, to me, a huge, huge issue. So that's big for me, okay? Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
So motion made and seconded for 1 day suspension for St. Anthony's Club to be on June 2nd. All those in favor?
And
And,
Kiss and make out.
In the meeting.
In the meeting.
Giuliano,
yes, in the
Captain
meeting with,
Murphy, and Tony, so that
powers to
Tony
be.
will have no doubt
He will not.
as to what to do, you know, because
That's
he's a
fine.
good guy, we don't wanna kick
Nope.
anybody when they're down.
No, Tony, a long time. We can work through this.
So motion's made and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? I'm opposed. Ayes have it, 2-1.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Mr. Chairman, can I ask one question? Is there a problem with St. Anthony Club getting an outdoor permit? We had it for years.
Can't have one.
Johnny, we'll talk after that.
Okay.
It goes here, I'll go back to when you were here last, real quick.
Yeah, I know you said social clubs.
I can talk to him after too.
The state won't allow social clubs to have outdoor drinking. I mean, and I've watched the fight in
I don't
Braintree.
believe that because I see Tewksbury, there's outdoor, Bill Ritter is outdoor, so.
They don't have.
Yeah, and it's funny because, I'll talk to, Attorney Salvati if we can override it, but I just think, I think that's an extension of their club, very similar to the Woburn Country Club. They have an extension to their patio area, all right, which the state considers that an extension.
I mean, I can go-
Let's see, let me look into it. I'll get back to you, but I'll definitely look into it.
All right,
Next.
thank you.
All right.
Thank you for your time.
Next, get the hook.
No more questions.
All right, next on the agenda is A&R Restaurants LLC, DBA The Brickyard, 371 Main Street.
Tony,
Application for an alteration of premises at 371 Main Street. And before we start, I would also recognize that Mr. John Castell is here for our meeting. Thank you, because I was actually gonna call you on this today, but I got a little sidetracked. So, as you just saw. Tell us what's going on. How are you, first off?
Doing well. Good evening, Mr. Chair, members of the board. Hoping this one's a little less eventful than the last one. But what we're doing over at the Brickyard is, we have two function rooms in the basement. We have the original one and the new one that was built about maybe about a year and a half, 2 years ago now. The original one, we love the room very much, but we feel like it's in need of some updating. It hasn't been touched since we opened almost 14, 15 years ago now, which is kind of amazing to think about, as I still think it's like 5 years ago. And we'd like to do some renovations down there, basically building a new back bar and rearranging the seating. We're not changing the occupancy or any of the stairwells or anything like that. It's basically just a facelift, renovating the room, kind of bringing in some new color palettes. And after speaking with Gordon about that, even though we're not changing the occupancy or anything, because we're rearranging seating, he said we need to file for the alteration of premise.
Excellent.
So we did that, and while I was filling out the application, I couldn't really tell what had happened with the other function room. I was trying to find that application, and I couldn't find what happened with that, so I added it to this one in case that one was never actually done. So I thought it was handled a couple years ago, but it's a little
David?
extra on that.
Bill?
So you're still gonna have 2 rooms downstairs?
Yes.
I was reading through this, and I got the impression there was gonna be a 3rd room.
Nope.
Just gonna be 2 rooms.
2 rooms.
The original, this is the original room, the one that's kind of
Yep.
a long lengthy one.
Correct.
That's the one that's gonna be worked on.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
But the history that goes with this. It's the first and last ground level room we'll ever give permission to.
Okay,
So you're not, this, it's a little bit unrelated, but that's just, the outdoor area. I know
Yeah.
this doesn't pertain to that.
Correct.
Okay, and again, we get calls, right? I was gonna
Yeah.
call John today. You signed with the WRA a multi-year leash, correct?
Correct. Yep.
That's why you're not in every year.
Correct.
Well, we got a call when the agenda hit they seem to think that for some reason you keep taking more and more of the pocket park. Now, I know the last time you were in for that, and John's been able to speak to this too, is, I know you extended it somewhat. But I saw your tables out there the other day, you look like there's not much, I mean,
All right, I'll check the demand. It's still the
Yeah.
same original plan, same 96 seats. I'll
you know,
double check.
I could be wrong, I was just driving by.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, they might,
And the other thing
yep,
that was brought up to me is, and again, I love everything you do down there, I love the concerts and everything, right? You know, I go to a few of them when it's old 60s, 70s
Yeah.
and 80s music, right? We need to keep the elevator open.
yep.
I did notice a couple times, but I don't wanna say anything.
I'll remind them.
You slide the
Saying it was-
planters over there, you know, to make a little bit of room, which, you know, just don't, do me a
I'll
favor,
remind them.
tell them not to slide in
I'll
front
make
of the
sure.
elevator doors. I had
So in front
one
of the
call
ele-
about that, or
Okay.
whatever.
No, I'll
I mean,
definitely
whatever,
bring that up.
blocking something, whatever it was. That's all I have. And, yeah, I think that I think he's, well, I mean, you can check the measurements, I'm not here to.
Yeah, no, I'll double check it. I do have the plan on that,
Yeah.
and, you know, sometimes when they set it up,
So just
obviously they,
for the sake of conversation,
yep.
somebody's looking, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
just
Someone's
so-
always watching.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Chairman, I just want to point out, the redevelopment authority has a year-to-year contract,
Okay.
lease agreement with their bar. So it's not a multi-year
Yeah.
process.
So I think at one point it was a multi-year, and then recently it's
Well,
been
the
like
reason I
1 year
thought that's
extension.
because they used to come in front of us every year,
That's right.
and we haven't.
So the
seen-
alteration of premises was filed for that, I don't know, maybe like 12, 14
Yeah, but we
years
haven't seen you in the last 2 years
Yeah.
on the outside.
But
Because
no-
usually we approve, after the lease, we approve that, you know what I
You
mean?
know, the plan
But
was
we
already
haven't
approved?
seen it, we haven't seen it 2
I
years.
didn't notice any enlargement from the
Yeah.
previous year or anything. So it looks like it's a larger area, but it's actually within the
Yeah.
perimeters that,
I didn't either,
Yeah.
but again,
But it's
one thing
definitely
one
year to
thing I'd
year,
like to-
John.
What's that, David?
It's definitely year to year.
Yes. Yeah,
Still.
we review it, and this year, for instance, in lieu of raising the rent, the rental fee for that area, the owners agreed to clean up and police the area on a daily basis. They agreed to empty the trash barrels that are alongside the Citizens Bank. So we've had a real good working cooperative relationship with the owners. One thing I did forget to mention, but we did a walk through the redevelopment authority, we did a walk through the entire downtown last week. And we did use the elevator and it functioned very well.
Yep.
I'm wondering if you would take up as a side responsibility, the cleaning of the elevator. It's in dire need of a good cleaning.
Inside, you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can have a guy look at that, definitely.
There have been issues. It is a city-owned asset, that elevator does function really well. That's not your responsibility, but, you know, your clientele, if you can just take up the responsibility of cleaning it up.
Yeah, no, I'd be happy to have him look at that.
Thank you.
Yeah,
thank you, and I agree with you, it's
yeah.
very well run. I mean, with an exception of the one Harley Davidson, incident we had a few years back, that was, I was classic, right?
That's probably
When we moved,
eight
right?
years ago.
That's
maybe.
what I think. So,
That wasn't my doing.
this is a public hearing. Would anyone want to speak for or against the proposal in front of the board for the brickyard? Close the public hearing and take a vote.
Motion to approve the application for alterations.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Ayes have it, 3-0. Thank you very much.
So, when do you expect it to be done?
We're hoping to start in June, hoping to be open by September,
Great.
so I'm excited.
All the weather.
So in the future, obviously with the lease, when we come back, I mean, I think it was
Yeah,
like
we'll
an
talk
informational
to Gordon
thing.
about it. and
Yeah,
then-
I'll reach out to him anytime we
Yeah,
have
it
a
just
lease.
hasn't been, I thought you guys
Yeah.
signed a multi-year, that's why I haven't been.
It was at one point, sometimes it was like 1 year, sometimes it's 3 years, sometimes it's, so it's been all over. It's got like 10 amendments.
Not a problem.
All right, thank you, appreciate it.
Next on the agenda is the St. Anthony's of Padua Parish. What's that? Padua, whatever. I can't hear, I can't see. 851 Main Street, application for a special one-day liquor license and entertainment license for a festival from 5 to 10 on Saturday, June 7th, 2025. How are you?
Good, how are
Good,
you?
how are you?
Doing great. Can you just give us your name?
Nicole Wilson, 40 Parker Street in Woburn. And we're here for the one-day liquor license, and entertainment license for St. Anthony Church in North Woburn, not club, which we get confused with sometimes. So we are here to ask, we've applied for a liquor license and the entertainment license. We will be having the festival. There's going to be food vendors. We have a temporary food service application in. We have food service, somebody that is food safe certified. We will have, we have tips certified bartenders for the bar, and we have police details scheduled.
I have one question on that. You have under who's serving the alcohol, you have Michael Maletti
Yes, but
and you have Nicole Wilson.
it's,
All right? Those are the two tips forms we have, but you have 3 people down.
Maureen Ward, I think she forwarded me her latest.
We don't have a,
You
we don't have a certificate of completion for her.
Okay. If
You
I
can
don't,
just get it to Gordon.
okay. I know she has it, or we have it somewhere.
We're trying not to make anyone run laps around the building tonight due to the weather.
Mike, for the record, once you identify yourself.
Michael Martini.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, 242 Place Lane, Woburn, longtime parishioner of St. Anthony's. This is our second year since COVID that we resurrected the festival. We got off to a good start, I thought, last year. We cleared $12,000 profit for the Woburn Catholic Collaborative, which is St. Barbara's as well as St. Anthony's, and the monies were split between the two churches. So we're hoping to increase that this year too. So pray for good weather and everything goes well.
Anything, David? Bill?
Nope.
Dave, we avoided the Greek festival this year. I remember.
God.
They wanted an early start.
Yeah, the same weekend is the Greek
That
festival.
happens every year.
Captain?
Sam, this has always been done professionally over the years, the last one ran smoothly as well, I don't see any other issues.
This is a public hearing. Would anyone want to speak for and or against?
Lou DeMambro, City Council, Ward 6. St. Anthony's Church does a beautiful job up there. This is a celebration that's been going on for decades. I'm glad you folks resurrected it and brought it back last year. It seemed like it was a great success. It seemed like everybody was having fun. It's a family event. The children enjoy it. People enjoy it. The residents up in North Woburn as well as Woburn as a whole. It's a beautiful event. You guys do a great job. The food's delicious and the beer's cold. And that's what we like. I'm in full support of this. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Anybody else? close the public hearing and take a motion.
Motion to approve application for St. Anthony's Festival. Graduate.
Second?
Second.
Motion made in second, all in favor? Aye. All those opposed, ayes have it 3-0. Thank you very much, best of luck.
Thank you.
Good to see you, Mike.
I'll have the copy of Maureen's.
You can just email it to me when you get a chance.
Okay. I'll
Thank
do
you very
that.
much for your assistance as always, Nicole.
Sure, thank you.
Next on the agenda is the Greek Orthodox Community of Woburn Incorporated, 70 Montville Ave, application for a special one-day liquor license for a high school graduation party. Ooh. From 4 to 11:30 PM on Saturday, June 28th, 2023.
Good evening.
So, pretty self-explanatory, but, the term that's scary here is
High school graduation.
high school graduation party.
Oh, the member of the church, his son
Okay.
is, sorry, having a party at
As
the
long as
church.
those bartenders do their due diligence, we can't have problems.
No problem, no problem.
How many people do you anticipate?
I don't know, maybe 50 the most.
And there'll be other high school kids there,
Sure.
I'm assuming his friends probably, but,
particularly if they hear that there's a bar. So,
oh, the bar, well, it's the bartender is gonna be responsible.
okay, I'm glad, when you said that, I knew you meant, that's good to
Yeah,
be
it's,
said.
oh, yeah.
David? Captain?
Greek Church has run all their functions well, let's send this one with a little extra due diligence and we'll go along fine.
This is a public hearing, would anyone want to speak for or against? Oh, God, this could take a while just to get them up there. You're looking good, buddy.
I know where you live. The Greek Church has done a great job over the years. It's part of their big fundraising. I have full confidence they'll do everything right, and I'm in support of this. Thank you very much. Jeff Dillon, President of Woburn City Council, Ward 3 City Council.
Thank you very much.
Anybody else? Close the public hearing and take a motion.
Motion to approve the application for the Greek Church.
Thank you, Gordon.
Second.
Motion made in second, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed, ayes have it 3-0.
Thank you very much, guys. Have a good,
We'll
stay
get it.
out of the rain, by the way.
Yeah, no more rain. Next on the agenda is, I'm gonna kill this.
Yeah, how do you say this?
Top one, huh?
Gulozzitas Restaurant, 502 Main Street, application for a transfer of common victuals.
You got it then.
I got it right?
You got that right.
So we have an update. The applicants have submitted a signed form. The only thing I'm waiting for is a tax sheet from the treasurer collector's office. I spoke with the deputy treasurer collector right beforehand. Apparently the landlord does have some outstanding personal property taxes that he owes, and she is working with the collector to try and resolve it. I guess it's a very small amount of money.
All right, so just before we get started here, on the application,
Yes.
all right? This is strictly for a common victuals license.
Yes, this is not a liquor license.
All right, well, that's good, because, it's good to know that, because in the application for the workman's compensation, the restaurant, bar, eating establishment is checked off.
Because we will apply then for
In the
liquor
future.
license in the future.
All right, so what's happening with the liquor license that's there?
Right now, we don't plan to do anything. Later on, we plan to transfer the liquor license to us. The ownership right now, Mr. Luis Cortorreal, I guess I got his last name. He's gonna be not direct involved with our business, but gonna be indirectly involved. And he's the one that holds the license right now, but we don't plan to do
No, he
that.
does not hold the license.
No?
No, he does
Okay, I
not.
apologize.
As far as the
Uh-huh.
license commission is concerned, Mr. Giuliano still holds the license. From what I understand, Mr. Giuliano and Mr. Cortorreal have reached an agreement to transfer the license, but nothing has been submitted.
Yeah, we don't plan to touch that right now. The only thing we want to do right now is just open the business and start operating.
All
And
right, so we need to get the license back, right?
Yes, my understanding is that there was going to be something filed in imminently, but as per usual with this landlord, your guess is as good as mine.
So who's the liquor license in?
The liquor license is in Dan Giuliano's name, it's in Brazilian Bistro's name.
And he's not the landlord.
He is not the landlord, Mr. Cordereal is the landlord, Louis Cordereal is the landlord, he also owns the barber shop that's a little bit down the road. In early May, they both came in and represented to me that they had reached an agreement to transfer the license. From what I understand, they're going through an attorney who has not submitted the transfer license yet, but I've been told that's imminent.
Are you in touch with the previous owner?
Yes, we are.
Right.
But right now, like, the only thing we want to do is just open and start serving food.
Okay,
It's
I
not major
understand what you want to
change.
do, and I don't want to put you in the middle, but I'm gonna.
Uh-huh.
Can you be in touch with him and tell him either to transfer the license or bring it back to us?
Okay, uh-huh,
Those are his options. He can't sit on it, all right?
okay.
As far as you guys are concerned, as long as all the paperwork and everything's in and up to speed, I don't have a problem with it. You guys?
Subject to paying what he owes.
Definitely gonna be on top of that.
Dave?
Just to be clear, these folks don't owe anything, it's the landlord.
Yeah,
Those among these folks have been very cooperative and very diligent. The fact that they got this
Great.
signed is
There's a public hearing when anyone want to speak for and or against to
And-
transfer the common vicular.
one other thing before you do that, and I'm sorry to interrupt. They would like hours of operation from 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. on the common victuals license. It says 10 to 10, but before the meeting. the
Mr.
gentleman-
Chairman, that
So
was
the
my
hours here
mistake.
say 10 to 10.
Right, they would like it to be 10 to 11.
10 to 11. We can make that change right now.
Now,
And I apologize that too, that was my own mistake, I was the one typing in and.
You only get one.
I had $1 for every person that come in with a common vic license. Me personally, I would say midnight, okay? Because you're not bound to those hours,
Okay.
all right?
Mm-hmm.
But you can close at 5 o'clock,
Mm-hmm.
all right? But if you wanna stay open past 11, you gotta come back.
That's a different story.
You know what I
I
mean?
understand
But
that.
you don't get penalized for saying 12 and closing at 11.
Yeah, that makes sense.
now, what is the restaurant gonna conceive of?
It's gonna be more Brazilian food. Pretty much like the same menu that we have previous. They have previous. We're gonna add what is called açaí. I guess some.
Why wouldn't you take the liquor license?
Because it's gonna be a lot of work to do. We understand that.
It's a lot of work.
We have discussed that with the landlord. But right now, those folks, they just want to work. They just want to open and get the business run. And then down the line, then we're gonna see it's worth it to get the license and how's the procedure gonna be, because we understand we have to spend some money to get that. It's it's an attorney involved too. But right now, we just want to open and get the business running.
Okay, the reason I ask is if the restaurant takes off, our liquor licenses and beer and wine are limited.
Mm-hmm.
So you mightn't have the opportunity at that time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's something new because when we discussed that with the landlord, he seems to be like what he described to us was more easy to do. Like it will be like very bureaucratic. It will take time, but it will be easy. But now being here in the board, then you say either you transfer or return to the city, which is something that we're going
The
to discuss.
landlord's lying to you.
No, good to know.
We have had some, hard time, but we understand that.
But you want to think about that because we're very limited on licenses.
Mm-hmm.
And, to come in from 3 months, because you got waiting lines and you want to go into a alcoholic license, you might be able to because they're gone.
Mm-hmm. I understand that. I think right now the only thing we want to do.
Well, I don't want a decision right
Oh,
now. but
okay,
I want
all right.
you- I want you to think about it.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? And I want you to tell the landlord to get up the money and pay what he owes the city.
Definitely will. That's for sure.
Just works in your benefit, so you don't have to wait,
Yeah.
you know, if there's not one available, you know.
That's true. That's
In the
true.
old days, we say you rest so well,
Yeah.
and we're on TV, so I can't tell you what that means. My fathers used to say it all the time. All right, I'll take a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Contingent upon, no, that's not, you want to contingent upon the, contingent upon
the
the
landlord paying the thing.
landlord paying.
Otherwise, we can't legally give it to them.
Exactly. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Ayes have it 3-0. Best of luck to you guys. If you need anything, let us know.
Definitely
We're
will.
here. Get to know Captain Murphy, figure out the liquor license.
Nice to meet you.
Uh,
And tell the landlord to pay. Whatever he's not- Definitely gonna take care of that.
Yeah, the rule of thumb here is you only want to see Captain Murphy at lunch or dinner. Any other time, it's not good.
I appreciate that.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good luck.
Good night.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Next on the agenda is an old friend of ours, Shamrock Running Club, application for a special one-day liquor license for a 5K road race from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Friday, July 4th. And, we have the boss here. I'm glad you brought your subordinate with you. Good to see you guys. How you doing?
Good.
Enjoying yourselves in retirement or what? All right, well,
He
that's
does
right.
follow me everywhere.
We all do it. So, you guys have run this,
Yes, it's our
2 years.
annual, yeah.
yeah, and just for the sake of transparency, believe it or not, this has been the week. We did get, I spoke to David the other day. Got another call on this, spoke to Gordon about it. Somebody was adamant of the fact that the farm stand was part of the school and we weren't allowed to give one-day liquor licenses out on school property. So, we can, because that land falls under Article 97. It's farmland and it's not part of the school. So, for TV audience out there, right, we looked into it and we are in the right, and we have been in the right for a long time. It's usually the case, but I don't want to pat ourselves on the shoulder. So you want to tell us about what's going on, promote it a little bit,
Yeah, so you want to know about the liquor, I mean, the beer.
No, tell us
Have a
about your
little-
event. We know what
oh,
you're
the
doing
event?
because it's
Well-
very nice.
You're all welcome. You can walk
Tommy
as
doesn't
well.
run that well.
Well, you don't have to run, you can walk.
Do this.
Only a couple of things I run to. That was,
Your wife?
no, yeah, well, that's the first, but puppy in the bathroom. Excellent.
Yeah, it's a great family event.
It's always run
And,
very well, I will
yeah,
agree with
last
you
year
there.
we did very well, and
Always
hopefully this
have
year we
a,
will too. Fourth of
Very
July.
good package you present. So, commissioners, anything?
Joe?
There's a public hearing, would anyone want to speak?
Oh, Jeff,
Jeff Dillon?
Are you running?
No,
Yeah.
not this year. President of Woburn City Council, Ward 3 City Councilor, Elizabeth and the Shamrock Running Group do a great job, follow the rules, always have a great event, and get the youth of the city involved as well. So this is a great event and has my full support, and I hope you give it full consideration. Thank you.
Thank you.
thank you, Jeff.
Anyone else want to speak for or against the event? Captain Murphy, we've never had a problem.
Never had a problem, they were a professional liquor stand and everything, they've been very well.
Are you running this year or no?
I'll make direct traffic.
All right, I'll take a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion's made to approve, can we amend the motion to waive the fee, please?
Also to waive the fee.
Second.
Motion made in second to approve and waive the fee. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Ayes have it 3-0.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good to see you.
Pray
Good
for
to see you
sunshine.
too.
Keep that guy over there busy, will you?
Yeah, try.
Yeah.
Good to see you, Terry.
Bye.
All right, good to see you guys. All right, next on the agenda is Ipswich Ale Brewery. Brew replace Ipswich Mass application for special one-day liquor license, entertainment license for a private corporate event from 4:30 to 7:30 on Thursday, June 12th, 2025, and the location is 346 Washington Street, Woburn, and associated parking, West Cummings Park.
That location it's called Szyczki Park. It's kind of a park within the.
Someone you guys did last year too, right?
Yes, yep,
And the year before?
yes.
How do you spell Szyczki?
Oh, boy. SISISTZKY.
Okay, take your word
I
for
can
it.
spell you strength
So,
too.
quick question on my end, right? Are you gonna do the little tents again, or are you gonna do the big tent? Like 2 years ago, you did a big tent, right?
We have not had a big tent. Did we ever have a big tent? No.
Just outside,
yes.
individual tents per
Okay,
vendor.
you're right, yeah, the individual tents, I'm sorry, yeah.
And
fine.
then Sarah with Ipswich, they
No,
have
this-
Like a beer truck.
a beer truck that
Yeah.
pulls up. So.
Commissioners? Captain?
They want to take operation over the company's back.
I agree with you, guys do a great job. And even, just a little bit unrelated, great job at the Woburn Village too,
Oh,
on
cool.
your things there.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
We just
I,
started, so
I
we had our
was,
first time over there.
I wasn't at your event, but I happened to be over in that area with my daughter and, just took a quick little browse and, very well run. Very, very well run. So
Yeah.
you're true to your word.
We
whatever.
didn't get to be underneath the, what do you, I
Yes.
know it's a different event, but, yeah, I guess that was because of how they had stationed certain things.
Yes.
So they didn't have someone to be able to put us underneath the awning, but,
Very well run.
okay, cool.
All right, on this matter, any questions?
Nope.
This is a public hearing, would anyone want to speak for and or against? I'll close the public hearing and take a motion.
Motion to approve the application for the one-day license from, on June 12th, from 4:30 to 7:30 PM at West Cummings Park.
And a rain date for Wednesday, June 18th. Bottom.
Is that on here?
Yeah,
Oh, there
it's not on there.
Yeah.
Second.
Motion made in second, all's in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed, ayes have it 3-0.
Cool.
Thank you very
Come
much.
back for drinks.
All right. Gordon,
Yes.
next on the agenda is the Irish American Club,
Yeah.
147 Main Street, application for special one-day liquor license for a cornhole tournament from 11 to 8 on Saturday, June 17th, June 7th, with a rain date from June 6th, 2025.
Must be June
Can
8th.
you make a note that the next time we have the Irish American Club on the agenda, can we put them close to the top? Because
Yes.
it just seems like every time they're here.
Yeah, I gotta sit around and hear everything. Yes.
Don't you mean June 8th?
Yeah, it was June 8th, but
Yeah,
it was a typo.
yeah, okay.
Well, I was gonna
The
correct
rain
that
date is
tonight.
June 8th, not June.
Kevin Donovan thought it was Gordon that made the mistake. I said, no, it couldn't be Gordon. It must have been me.
So it's June 8th.
June 8th,
Well, yeah, the rain date can't be ahead of the date that we're actually gonna run it.
that's a
so,
good point.
It is a city.
you know. But the moving high, you know.
Glad you said that, 'cause I was gonna say it is good.
Could have been.
Brian, I'm gonna have
Oh,
to,
I
hey.
thought you might have gone for the Saturday, the
Just,
14th.
I'm gonna have to revise that.
Just initial it.
Bill?
Come on.
Nope.
You want it on, the rain date is gonna be Sunday?
Rain date's Sunday, the 8th, please.
David?
I wouldn't give it to them now because they're abusing you.
I'm used to it.
I'm not abusing him. I took blame for it.
Anything, David? No. Captain?
I runs good, the running club, the cornhole tournament, all that stuff is running very well.
This is a public hearing. Anyone want to speak for and or against? Oh, we got the Italian alderman speaking for the Irish.
That's right, diversity in the city.
About time you
Diversity.
come around.
Lou DeMambro, City Council Ward 6.
All about-
I'm in support of this. These guys do a great job down there on all their events, so I'm in support of it. Good luck with you guys.
All right, thank you. Think about serving food too, that.
They don't let you participate because the Italian guys, you can see, shoot right over them. You know what I mean? You can't see them.
They have Bocce down there, we're.
Bocce? All right, we'll set something up. We'll do
You know what
a,
they say down the
we'll
Irish?
do an
American
Olympic
Club?
event.
You know why Italy's shaped like a boot?
Oh, no.
Because you can't fit that much poop in a sneaker. Gotcha.
Just do your job.
Take a motion?
Motion to approve the application for the Irish American Club one-day license.
With the rain date of
Rain date.
the 8th.
Second.
Motion made second. All is in favor?
I
Opposed? Ayes have it 3-0. And we will
waive the fee.
waive the fee.
Waive the fee.
And you will not be at the bottom of the agenda the next time you come in. Promise you.
Thank you.
We
I
love
don't
you.
mind.
I mean,
I don't mind. I mean,
Yeah.
it's interesting.
It's kind of an
It's
education.
comical, a little bit, you know, a little comical. So, we learned some stuff about the other clubs.
Right.
Yeah.
See what we can get away with, what we can't get away with. But, thank you very much, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Have a good evening.
Thanks, Brian.
Do we have updates for the, I forget where I put mine,
I don't have mine either.
so, common vic scofflaws 2025, as of 5/19/2025. The restaurant was sent an email on 4/23.
So, I spoke to the, I didn't spoke to, I emailed the attorney, they promised that they would get on it, I have not heard anything since.
All right, let's bring them in the next meeting, everybody here, even partials. If they, if by the time our next meeting comes around and you send out the packages,
Yeah.
if anyone is knocked off this list, exclude them. All right? But the restaurant also, when he comes in, we gotta let him know that who owns it, who's running
Yeah.
it, transfer a license, we need some answers
What's
there.
the shoot? Yeah.
All right, it's been dormant, there's nothing going on there. I think we might have been sold a little bad goods, but I don't wanna accuse anyone of anything until we come here and find out.
I will
They are
contact
doing
you.
construction work up there.
They are?
I have to tell,
I was there Monday and they were winging out all kinds of debris.
Were they walking forward or in reverse?
I couldn't tell you.
I know, well, I've been driving by there every single day, and if I don't see anybody, but if you say it, they must be
Oh, I saw
walking in
it.
reverse, I don't see much going on. All right, that's that. What else we have? Approval of our meetings from, approval of meetings from April 10th, 2025, and April 24th. In those, there will be, nothing from executive session.
No, that's the, April 10th is the public session. The April 10th, the executive session portion of the minutes stays sealed until the matter is adjudicated, which is
Thank you.
a couple of weeks at least.
Take a motion to accept?
both or one at a time.
What's that?
Do both or just?
Oh, you can do them both.
Okay,
Same
motion
time.
to approve the minutes of both April 10th and April 24th, 2025.
Second.
Motion made in second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it, 3-0. Also, any other matters in front of this board? We have a nice article here about pocket licenses, feel free
That was
to,
actually submitted by this city solicitor.
city solicitor.
That's really interesting reading.
It is.
Yeah, nice, beautiful reading. And I would be remiss if I didn't read an anonymous letter we received to Gordon's office, and it is handwritten. And I usually don't read anonymous letters for that reason, anonymous, right? But this one's a little different. To the License Commission members, watch the doghouse hearings. Appalled at doghouse lawyers' attempts to pressure your group to break your rules and regulations. for a convicted felon, but I would, you know,
The original version's a little easier to read
Yes.
if you want that.
the gist of the whole thing without going to cheese is,
Now we know why you don't read the letters.
what's that?
Now we know why you don't read the letters.
Yes, and then, well, it's handwritten, so it's tough to read, but you guys have a copy of it, and,
Right.
says thank you for your patience, I vote your perseverance in this matter, putting the city first, thank you. Anonymous. Anything else? We're scheduled on meetings moving forward,
June 26th is the next one.
June 26th, huh?
Because June 19th is a holiday.
Yeah.
So it's
Can't believe
5
we're
weeks.
June already, June 26th, all right. Anything else, anybody? Anybody?
Me, but, yeah, I was curious about the Greek church. I see a big ad in the Times. They said they were doing everything for the liquor license, the Greek festival. I'm not trying or anything, but.
Yeah, no, they have,
Has that already been taken care
That
of?
was
Yeah,
approved
right.
last meeting,
I just saw an ad in the Times.
yeah, we approved that at our last meeting.
previous
Okay,
meeting, yeah.
Excuse me, that's.
Every year, and, they do a great job, they have it cordoned off. But yes,
Okay, thank you.
you're welcome. Anybody else? I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion made to adjourn, second, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Ayes have it, 3-0.